Have you ever said, I can't do this anymore? Maybe it was during a workout, a work day that felt like a marathon, or when somebody hit reply all to a 42-person email thread. Here's the thing. Philippians 4:13 isn't about being the strongest, fastest, or most caffeinated. It's about what happens when we can't anymore, but God still can. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll see why I can do all things through Christ isn't a motivational slogan, it's a survival strategy. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through him who gives me strength. It's one of the most quoted verses in the Bible, and sometimes one of the most misunderstood. This isn't Paul bragging that he can crush his goals or run a spiritual triathlon. When he wrote this, he was in prison, hungry, uncomfortable, and uncertain about what was next. Yet, he learned that his strength didn't depend on circumstances or feelings. It depended on Christ. And that's where this verse hits real life, because sometimes you're just trying to get through the week without losing your peace or your mind. Maybe you're carrying responsibilities that feel way too heavy, or you're waiting on a breakthrough that just feels late. God's strength shows up best when ours runs out. He gives strength to us to keep loving when people are difficult, to keep showing up when results are slow, and to keep trusting when you can't see how it's all going to work out. And it's on his schedule and through his will. You may not see the change yet, but he's still working, even in silence. It's important to be open to his timing and his will so that your wait, the unknowns, and the challenges can be endured with his strength. Your endurance could be the very thing that shows others why following Jesus is different. It opens the door for conversations about his power, not yours. You might be wondering, does this mean I'll never struggle again? Nope. You'll still face tough days. The difference is you're not facing them alone. Christ's strength doesn't always remove the difficulty, it sustains you through it. And that's where peace lives, in dependence on him, not trying to control everything around you. Here are some things to think about. What situation in your life are you trying to handle on your own strength? Do you really believe Christ is enough for this? What might change if you started your day asking, God, give me your strength instead of relying on mine? Here's how to put this verse in action today. When you hit a frustrating moment today, pause and whisper, through Christ. It's not a magical phrase. It's a mental reset, reminding you that the weight doesn't have to rest on your shoulders. Start memorizing this scripture. Having this verse to recall in those stressful moments can be an amazing way to stay focused on God. Visit goodnewsatwork.com/memorize for some resources that can help you with this. Even trying to rely on God's strength is an act of faith. You're not weak. You're wise enough to know where your real power comes from. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and be sure to follow this podcast and keep learning and sharing the good news.